What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Keith Freeman is going through some very turbulent times in his life, but this isn't a big issue for somebody like him. He's been going through self-induced turbulent problems in his criminal career. He is a top-rated criminal in many states in America, a multiple felon from what I understand. So how he was able to even get into politics is interesting enough in itself, let alone be a top aide in both Dolton Township and in the city or village of Dolton. We all know that the FBI has brought him down due to bankruptcy fraud, also misrepresenting his income. And once he got arraigned, he had to make a plea. This was the plea that he made.
Well, Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's top aide, Keith Freeman, pleaded not guilty to federal bankruptcy charges today, as he is also named in another lawsuit against the village and its embattled mayor.
And his attorney goes into more detail here.
I've had a couple of questions directed to me about whether or not this indictment means that the government is effectively trying to squeeze Mr. Freeman into cooperation. And I think that question is a question better put to the government. And the record will show overall that Mr. Freeman for many, many years has been a trusted public steward.
Now, let me go into my own detail. Obviously, he's not going to step down. The reason why we know he's not going to step down, because what else is he going to do? He's going to go into poverty if he steps down. He's broke. Okay. So would you leave a job like this when you're going to fight to the end, right? So it's obvious that he's not going to do it. My point is, why is he there in the first place? I'm going to make this point here. I have a very good interview coming out with brother Edward Stephen, a brother I really have a lot of respect for, a married black man who is selfless. He's just a brother that he's a real throwback kind of man. When you talk to him, he's an honorable person. He's a great person. And you feel that just by talking to him, speaking with him, just listening to him speak. This is one of the black men that we love in the community that you got to respect. I don't care if you're a black man that don't even want to get married. There is no way that you could feel some way about Edward Steve. All right. But Edward Steve, and I've talked about this in my videos, and I talked about to him on a video that I did, which is, didn't you guys know about that mortgage bankruptcy that she had, that she foreclosed the home? She received $36,000 in Section 8 payment vouchers from the village of Dolton, but yet foreclosed on the house while leaving the house in mold. Like, you had to know about this. It's different than the whole Good Burger fiasco that happened in South Holland at South Suburban College. That would have been different because that was not in the village of Dolton. But you had to know about this, because how would you know about this? Because the news put it out there, okay? She was having these problems as a trustee. If you get rid of her, then you get rid of Keith Freeman. There is no Keith Freeman. There is no Andrew Holmes. There is no Stan Brown problems. All of these Kamal, whatever this Kamal guy's problems. There are none of those things if you just look at the fact that this person has these issues, so we can't make that person the mayor. No. Those who ran on her ticket said, yeah, well, we know that she did it to the village of Dolton. That's fine, but we can work with her together. Which is why if I lived in Dolton and I had the knowledge of that and I could speak up at a town hall meeting, if I lived there, I would call for the resignation, not only from her, whoever ran on that ticket, all of you. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Because you would have known that. It would be different if you did not know. But she cost the village of Dolton all of that money as a trustee. That was evident there. So what did you think that she was going to do once she got in the office? Like, now you're saying Crimey River, and I'm going to get on the sister Tammy Brown. She's out here. Some come out and save Dolton. I have a response to the sister about that. It's going to be very similar to this. How did you not know? You knew this. So that's what I'm saying is, who is to say after she leaves, You're going to figure it out. Here's what I can say. I am hopeful that the good brothers and sisters in our community in Dolton will be able to figure it out. I doubt that they'll be able to figure out based on what they have shown us in the past. I don't think that they can. Okay? Now, they possibly can, or they will. That's to be seen. Because if you would ignore this, what else won't you ignore? Especially if you have mitigating circumstances, somebody you like. That is what I'm talking about. And this is what kills Black communities. There is never any level of accountability. None of them have ever stepped up and said, you know what? We knew about this and we messed up with the public. No one has ever said that. No one's ever said that. It's all about Henyard. And before Henyard got there was Riley Rogers, who he had some problems to the point where they wanted to get rid of him. Now they're begging for Riley Rogers to come back. The city of Dolton has always had problems since it's been under African-American rule. It has suffered severely. From people that I know from Dolton that I've spoken with, they love the city, but they don't want to. Some people don't even want to live there. Imagine living in the city where the city owes $8 million to Chicago in a water bill. Even when Riley Rogers got the city, it was already in turmoil then. Okay? Once he got the city, it was already doing bad. Tiffany Henyard made it worse. So now you're going to have a mayor that comes in. What is the economic policy for Dolton? It's a small village, but is there any economic policy? They don't know. You can get elected in Dolton with no plan for economic development, even if you don't deal with that, but it's not even something on the agenda. Let's just spend money. And then let us give the money to somebody who defaults. She owed South Suburban College $1,000, wrote a check and it bounced. Let us then elect this person to run the city of Dolton. Now, if you look at Dolton trustees, shout out to Edward Steve. He puts out very good information over there. Research. Why wasn't that done on this person before making her mayor? Why wasn't that done then? Okay? Why was that? See, these are the things that nobody wants to talk about. And again, when we're dealing with stuff, I mean, and we can talk about Keith Freeman for all that we want, but their inability to run things right is why you get Keith Freemans. That's why you get Henyards. What do you expect when you're negligent? Like, let me ask you a question. If I were to go outside with $10,000 in my pocket and flashing it by myself amongst criminals, and they had no real ability for any fear of retribution, what would happen? I would get robbed. Then imagine I would have come back and say, damn, these jiggers robbed me, which they would be right, but did I play a role into that? Yes. So it's not just Keith Freeman's fault. It's whoever got her elected's fault too. Let us not stop that, okay? Because here's what I'm gonna tell you. In my church, we had a pastor, a board that elected him. The pastor was a crook. The church thought they were doing the right thing by bringing the guy in. Wanna know what happened? That same board elected another pastor that had the same problems. Wanna know what the problem was? Yeah, the pastors were the problem, but the board was the problem. Wanna know what I got up in church one day and suggested? Get rid of that board. Oh, they didn't like that too much. You can't have guys on the board who don't know what they're doing, okay? And then expect great things to come out of that. That's called silliness. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shitty Jackson, back at it again with an episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.